Right, well, this is a little bit of an interesting setup. We have a piano. I'm in the music room of my building, but I had to do some work for a client building out their MVP. And essentially, I was like, I'm gonna do this anyways, so might as well film it and make an entire video out of it. So I'm gonna be using this very interesting circular, not very balanced chair to work on my laptop and build out an MVP. And we're also going to time it and see how long it actually takes me to build out an MVP. With that being said, let's go. Okay, check this out. We got the timer rolling. I'm actually going to start it right now. And I'm also going to connect my data because there is no Wi-Fi in here. At least I don't have it. So we're going to do that super quickly. And I should have started the timer, honestly. Before this, before that. I've got Manus locked up here. We're going to be using Manus. Essentially, I want to sort of show like a very simple basic overview of how I build out these MVPs, right? Super, super quick. Lovable is typically what I use most of the time just because, again, it's the most eco-friendly model to use, and I believe is better than Replit, Base 44, VO, all these other ones. Specifically, the only thing I'd say it really lacks on is really having that exact design like specification sometimes and the exact things you want in the design. But then again, all of that comes from the prompt. And then not to show any, extra info that you guys shouldn't see in here, but essentially this is a proposal I gave to my client, right, on building out the SAAS. So this outlines everything we need to actually do. Essentially what it is it's a post-scheduling software. So one of the best ones that I specifically found myself is Postis. It's a really good software. It's doing about 70K MRR, so 70K a month. It has all the platforms except one that we actually need this software to have, which is Snapchat, because my client essentially a huge basically viewership stream or like a platform he uses for viewership is Snapchat. And he basically realized there's not a lot of post-scheduling software out there that has Snapchat and then this other one too, which is called Blue Sky. I never actually even heard of it. I still don't really know what it is. I still don't really know if he really needs it. But the main ones, obviously, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Reddit, TikTok, Facebook. Those are sort of the main ones we want to build out. So what are we looking at time? We got 2 minutes in for just sort of an overview. So essentially, what I want to do is I want to give Manus the exact instructions and tips on how to actually copy the software. So the way where we actually start off with is by taking screenshots. So yeah, I know, very, very advanced here. Essentially, we just need to take a bunch of screenshots of a software landing page that we want to copy. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. So Manus only does it by one screenshot, which kind of sucks. Probably means we should either use Claude or we should use, what should we use? We use Gemini too. Gemini is pretty decent. I guess we'll use Gemini. Load it up here. Okay, so we got Gemini. I've used it before for this sort of thing, but I do have quite a bit of software honestly turned on. I might turn off anti-gravity. My internet is getting eaten up real quick. Okay, so we're gonna actually do it with Gemini. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. Again, this is a fully unedited video, right? This is just me literally speed running how I would actually build out an MVP looking product based on another product, because obviously that's the whole point. Like, you're not gonna build out a whole new product because there's really no point for that when you can just find a software, find a few examples that look really good and that you'd like to actually copy. Manus will close that down. Then that's even better, because if you find a lookalike, you can sort of improve on the UI, UX, and the design of it all while you go with the flow. So essentially what I'm doing specifically here is I'm taking screenshots of every single page, right? A lot of these AIs, they're not actually gonna even honestly, okay, so like this section right here, see post as an action, and it's a video thing. We probably don't want to have that on our landing page because it's kind of like we don't really need that. So we'll actually skip straight through that and go to the next section. But yeah, essentially doing it section by section does it way better and honestly spits out a way better result in the end, to be honest with you. So we're gonna probably do these. So it has these little colored blocks, and hopefully, Lovable can actually replicate that pretty well. Okay, we have that. We have another block of this. Actually, hold on. Let me see what else they have. Okay, we have wide list of trending social media channels. Would probably want to include that because that looks pretty good. Toss that in there. I think Gemini has a max of 10 images you can upload. So, wall of love, frequently asked questions, and then sort of like, okay. So the footer is probably just gonna create it honestly on its own. So we're not even gonna do the footer because the footer doesn't even look that special. What do we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Screenshot should be viewable, right? Yeah, it's still downloading. Okay. We've got 9, so we can do 10, meaning we could do one more. Which one should we do? Let's just do this one. Again, it's not going to be like exact matches, right? You want it to essentially replicate the structure, the format, and the styling. That's the main thing. Aside from that, if you actually want to like create useful components like UI components and that sort of thing for design, I would suggest using the website that I'm trying to open right now. But unfortunately, the Wi-Fi is absolutely tweaking out, so I'm gonna close my messages too, and I'm gonna close WhatsApp because we need to get through this video ASAP. Okay, essentially, there we go. So 21st Dev loaded up. What it is basically a library, almost like a database. They actually got they got into Y Combinator, which is pretty cool. It's a very, very, very useful tool because it has all sorts of sections, such as, say, like FAQs or whatnot, right? It has hero sections, it has designs, graphics. A lot of people know about this stuff, but I'd say, honestly, a lot of people don't too. This specific thing, I literally use this on my own personal website, and I've gotten compliments for it before, which is pretty crazy. Essentially what it is like these flying stars. And this is the entire hero section. This is literally on my website. I just switch the colors and that sort of thing. So it's pretty cool. And then you just press copy prompt and you literally add that into your own software, which is pretty crazy. What are we looking on time? 8 minutes. That's not bad. I think we're done with posts here, to be honest. Screenshots. One thing I probably, I guess we'll just end up downloading this as probably like a PDF, I guess. Okay, cool. You can only add 10 attachments. Dang. Okay, so we'll delete one. Try to add that in there. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm probably going to do a voice prompt because that most likely will be better. Hey, I want you to utilize the attachments of a competitor website, a reference website, and the PDF document I uploaded for you to create me a lovable prompt for a post scheduling software. Essentially, it's a software I'm looking to build out with my client. The PDF document I gave you is something I gave to my client that breaks down how the software works and what we need it to have. And all of the first 9 screenshots are basically just reference images of a UI, UX style and design that I like, and I want you to build a prompt around that. Okay, I think that's all we need. I haven't actually done this in a while. I typically do this like maybe a few times a month, but anyways, I think that's it. We're just gonna run with it. we're gonna go with it because I have Gemini Pro too, which is actually way better than using Manus because I have the free version of Manus, but that's fine. Okay, so we literally threw in the doc. Okay, we literally threw in a doc that I gave to my client exactly into Gemini. But now comes kind of low-key the hard part, because watch this. We're actually gonna need to also copy every single image here into Lovable. Now, why do we do that if we already did that for Gemini? Well, Gemini creates the prompt based on the screenshots, right? But if Lovable doesn't understand those prompts or doesn't understand the language, essentially it could just reference its own self to the attachments, to the images. So that's why we're doing the whole image thing. And then, yeah, we got that. So we're literally doing the same thing a few times here. Boom. This one too. Boom. Throw that in there. Boom. And then we're going to use the actual prompt to text it right here in the chat field for a Lovable. So that's exactly what we're going to do. That's our like step by step. So, and then another thing is probably you'd want to attach your, did I include that? Yeah. You'd probably want to attach the PDF as well into Lovable here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because I don't know if it's necessary. I would hope the master prompt has everything I need basically broken down properly into, like, we literally don't have time to read through this. So would you like me to use this prompt to generate the actual React code? No, I don't need that. What we do is we just copy the actual thing here and we just toss it in there. Master prompt, what does it say? Master prompt role, you're a senior full stack you design a modern agentic SaaS platform. Objective, develop foundational architecture and high fidelity UI for a custom branded social media scheduling software. This tool is designed specifically to increase student retention by removing the friction of content to increase its viewer, not student. Visual theme, dark. It's going to use the same colors, but we're actually going to tell it to use a different color theme, which is fine. Which I think we can actually do in here. We're going to go to themes and we're just going to pick one. What should we go for? Should we do this one or should we go purple? I don't want to go purple because the original is purple. Pink, yellow. I feel like yellow might be cool. Let's use yellow. So no matter what it says here, the actual color theme is yellow. So dashboard layout, clean, blah, 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 blah. The anti-gravity scheduler. Allow users to upload content, select delivery times, viral, real toggle. Yeah, this prompt is a little bit interesting. It's kind of off, to be honest, but we're most likely still gonna run with it. The viral hook agent. AI content assistant, sidebar, techno stack, front end, React, or shall tailwind, backend branding. The color theme must match the viral group and course. Black, white, purple. Okay, so I guess maybe yellow won't work, but what is it? Purple, black, white. Okay, output requirements. Please provide the React component code for the main output requirement. That's wrong. Scheduler dashboard and the AI hook gen, ensuring the CSS reflects. Hold on. I'm gonna say this prompt must be for Lovable to build out the entire software in full. Okay, we're just gonna clarify that because it looks like some of the things that were written in here are kind of confusing. They're almost like features. It's not really a master prompt, so we're actually gonna delete it. Full stack brand or full stack build prompt. System role, you're an actual full stack. Your task is to build a complete production-ready social media scheduling SaaS named insert name. That's whatever. The software is designed to remove student friction and maximize retention through an anti-gravity. Okay. I think the student friction part actually comes from my doc, like the Google Doc. But this prompt is much better this time, actually. We're going to write maximize insert name. The software is designed to remove student friction and maximize retention through an anti-gravity content distribution system. Aesthetic theme, create solar visual elements, core feature set, the anti-gravity engine, identify custom logic, blah 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 blah. Conversion landing page, social proof, blah blah, including pricing section, 7-day trial for the call to action, add efficacy cover. Okay, I think this is honestly good. I think this is good, and I believe we're gonna run it. I think that's it. Design connections. I don't think we need any connections or MCP servers or anything like that. The other cool thing about Lovable is the fact is they're moving faster than everyone else. So like the Replets, the Base 44s, the VOs by Vercel, all these other apps, Emergent, anything, they're moving super slow. Like they're still just chatbot, right in the chat, and then you get like your software and app or whatever. This is like Lovable is not like that in a sense of you just saw. You can literally connect MCP servers, which is absolutely crazy. You can connect Stripe. You can connect your calendar apps like Calendly or whatnot. You can literally do whatever, which is really, really awesome. But anyways, what should the app be called? Viral post flow, launch grid. Let's go launch grid. Why not? Should we start with the landing page or the dashboard app first? Landing page. For the Azure API integration, do you already have an Azure account and API key? Not yet. I'll set it up later. Yes. Do you want to use authentication, sign up, login? Yes. With email password, with Google too. Yeah. Submit. Boom. That's it. Like 3 easy questions. It asks you about it. Blank app. Start building your amazing project here. I think that's something new. It typically doesn't show that or whatever, but it's going to build us out an entire plan. It's literally going to tell us everything. It can connect to MCP servers. It can connect to other integrations. It can create you a database, store it on the cloud. Like there's so much stuff Lovable can do. And the crazy thing is there's such a big stigma. Okay, so essentially it gave us like a plan that we can view and stuff, but we don't really have time for that. So we're just going to approve it because we are already basically 20 minutes in. But if you think about it, still 20 minutes, 30 minutes to build out an entire app like an MVP is crazy work. And these are quality prompts. This is not just, hey, build me an app, or I could have just went to Lovable and literally just voice note said what I did to Gemini using the voice mode. I could have just said, hey, build me out a software, blah, 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 blah. But it's not going to have much context. It's not really going to have what we exactly need. And the biggest time spending like aspect of this entire thing is me literally just talking to you because I'm trying to entertain you, because this thing is building on its own. Like now I don't have to do anything. I'm literally just sitting on this sofa doing nothing practically. So yeah, the thing with Lovable that I was telling you is, okay, so now it changed to a black color, which is interesting. But anyways, with Lovable, there's a huge stigma around the fact that, oh, it's Lovable, like it's a very basic, like average Joe thing, right? Because this is not Cursor or Claude Code. This is not, OpenClaw. Like that stuff is a little bit a level above whatever is happening and whatever we're doing here. But this certainly does the job. This breaks it down very, very simply, right? You get to build an MVP. And the best part, guess what? Say your client's like, oh, like I don't want it to be built on Lovable. Well, guess what? They wouldn't even goddamn know, because you can simply also buy a domain. Like once you press publish, you can buy a domain for like $1, and the custom domain is literally going to lead to this software. So there's going to be zero chance they even know it's built on Lovable, because you're going to be the one controlling it or managing it. Or if it's for your app, then you shouldn't even care, right? Just get it built out. work on it. You don't have to hide anything, right? You wouldn't care. But if you're building like apps or products for clients, it's a little bit of a different thing, right? Because so many people, again, as I said, have this weird stigma around, lovable, Replit, blah, 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 like no code stuff. But again, this stuff is amazing. And another very cool thing is you can literally sync your project to GitHub, meaning you can, whatever you build here, MVP sort of thing, I throw it into GitHub and then I jump into Cursor or send it to my developer that's actually going to work on the entire thing. So the entire thing of like, oh, let's go to Cursor and build everything from scratch, or anti-gravity, or Claude Code or whatnot. Even with Claude Code, actually, you can export to GitHub, I believe, and your developers can sort of work on it after. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, cool. So I guess this is sort of it. Global is free until 10 p.m. No credits deducted. Oh, that's actually awesome. Hell yeah. 2 hours of free credits, I guess. Let's check out how this looks like, because right now, welcome to your blank app. Start building your amazing project. Okay, so it's not opening up in full, but that's fine. It's live with 10 sections. Boom, boom, boom. It might be live now. Nope. Okay, that's all good. So we have the Instagram, boom, boom, boom. We have a few of the icons. We have this like drawing style, start free trial, log in, start with 0, boom, boom, boom. It's a pretty basic, obviously, very basic looking landing page right now. Schedule and generate posts with AI, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, schedule, AI assistant, boom, 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 trusted by customers all over the world. Who's LaunchGrid for? Creators, boom, boom, boom. All the tools for social media growth, seamless scheduling, boom, boom, boom. Wide list of trending channels, YouTube, Snapchat, everything. Hell yeah. And then we have this, which is pretty cool. Simple, transparent pricing. Subscribe to our newsletter. A little FAQ section. Very, very cool. And then we have sort of our footer. Okay. Now, the next part of all this, I'm not going to go through it in this video, but the next part of all this, one thing I would do is I want you to change the color theme. Give me some color theme options. But essentially, what I would do after this point, right? We have our sort of basic looking thing, right? Again, there's minor, if you know software, right? Like, yes, these things light up. It's very cool. Like that lights up. This is cool. There's not much happening. That's the thing. Obviously, this little thingy here and thingy here light up, but that's not very cool and that's not very, professional, I guess you could say. We want more of these like squigglies happening in this drawing style going down. So we're gonna basically go piece by piece throughout this entire landing page on building it out exactly how we want to, right? So say like this, these things blend into the background and it's pretty bright purple and just hurts your eyes, right? A few of these icons, they look very basic. They look very kind of boring. A few of these are actually all pretty good. The LinkedIn, the Twitter, all that looks cool. Oh, I just totally went back on the entire project. Whoops. Okay, so it's giving me theme options right here: midnight, indigo, cyan, dark emerald and gold, charcoal, coral orange, deep purple, green. I'm gonna say other, red, white, and black. I'll probably go with that. Anyways, I'd go through this entire software piece by piece. So like this little newsletter thing, we don't really need that. What we actually want is this looking thing. So ready to get started, boom, it's $0, little squiggly there. That's exactly what we want to copy. So I'd go through it section by section and I'd pick out the things that I need from here, from 21st Dev, which is exactly where you get all the components in one prompt because you just copy the prompt. You can pick these things up. Very cool. Like this is an awesome feature to have on the website. And little background paths, little animations for the background and that sort of thing. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do now with all of that. So I'm like probably gonna add some of this stuff and then yeah, maybe I'll make the next video, and I'll actually show you the final product once I'm fully done with the entire thing, because obviously this is, again, just to build out like the fundamental, the structure, to see what we're actually building. After that point, that is where we actually improve every single section, every single component, and yes, that's what takes a little bit of time. Yes, you can do the OpenClaw route, but first buy 10 Mac Minis and then figure out how to set them up for hours and days and weeks, or pay someone, a few tens of thousands of dollars to set it up, so you have an actually well-working and well-functioning OpenClaw thing. And I'm sure you don't want to do that, so it's honestly easier just to have a few hours, 2-3 hours, to go through this properly and create a beautiful, beautiful website and the actual back end of the entire software as well. So that being said, if you actually enjoyed this video, super raw, unfiltered, I just sat at this, again, I showed you this very random spot in my building. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you have any suggestions or any other way you do things, or what's your idea for building the software and why are you actually watching this video, comment it down below. And obviously, if you're new, subscribe, because why not, since we're going to be coming out with a lot more of these types of videos. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.